The dark side of electric cars uncovered. In one of our recent videos, we debunked the idea that electric vehicles, or EVs, are the knights in shining armor of climate action, promising a greener future and a cleaner environment. But it seems we really didn't cover the extent of this deceit. As it turns out, there's an even darker side to EVs that has gone unnoticed for a long time, and in this video, we will uncover it. Let's start with EV batteries. These batteries rely on rare materials like lithium and cobalt for stability and safe operation. Cobalt specifically is crucial for ensuring battery performance. Found in the Earth's crust, cobalt has various applications, including in jet turbine generators, pigments, and smartphone batteries. However, its primary use lies in lithium-ion batteries, with approximately half of the global cobalt production earmarked for EVs. While cobalt deposits are scattered worldwide, a staggering 70% of the total supply comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo, or DRC. This African nation, infamous for conflict, poverty, and corruption, harbors the largest cobalt reserves globally. With a population of 92 million, a significant portion of Congolese livelihoods revolve around cobalt production, particularly for the 2 million individuals dependent on this industry known as négociants. Cobalt mining in the DRC can be categorized into two types: industrial or large-scale mining and artisanal or small-scale mining. The stark contrast between these methods is alarming. Industrial mines operate under regulated conditions, adhering to labor laws and safety protocols. In contrast, artisanal mines operate in a shadowy world, free from regulation and oversight. These mines, which contribute to 20 to 30% of the Congo's cobalt output, are often manned by approximately 200,000 miners, including a significant number of children, some as young as 6 years old. The conditions in these artisanal mines are dire. Children without protective gear work in hazardous environments, navigating narrow tunnels too cramped for adults. With minimal access to oxygen and basic safety equipment, they risk their lives daily. Their tasks involve digging with bare hands, crushing rocks, and carrying the ore to market, all without proper protection or compensation. The earnings of these children working in Congolese cobalt mines are shockingly low, sometimes as little as $1. Despite cobalt being a multi-billion-dollar industry, estimated to reach $13.63 billion by 2027, these earnings rarely find their way to the hands of those extracting the metal. In impoverished Congo, even a meager dollar is deemed worth the risk of life. Tragically, one may lose their lives in pursuit of this meager income. An ABC report highlighted the devastating story of a mother who lost her 13-year-old son in a mining accident. The boy, promising to buy coal for cooking, ventured to a cobalt mine instead to earn extra income for the household. However, tragedy struck when a mine embankment collapsed, claiming the boy's life. Between 2014 and 2015 alone, at least 80 artisanal miners lost their lives in mining-related accidents in the Congo. In 2019, a single accident claimed the lives of 43 miners. Shockingly, an estimated 2,000 illegal miners met their demise in the Congo every year, with many others suffering from permanent lung damage, skin infections, and life-altering injuries. These grim statistics shed light on the human cost behind the cobalt industry's profits. In 2019, some families from Congo took a significant step by filing a lawsuit against companies like Tesla, accusing them of complicity in the deaths and injuries of children. The lawsuit highlighted the story of a child, referred to as John Doe 1, who had been working as a human mule since the age of 9. His grueling job involved carrying heavy bags of cobalt for a mere 75 cents a day. Tragically, John's life took a devastating turn when he fell into a mine tunnel. Although his fellow workers managed to pull him out, they callously left him alone on the ground. By the time his parents reached the site, it was too late. John was paralyzed, condemned to a life without the ability to walk. One question then comes to mind at this junction: why do children endure such perilous conditions? The answer lies in poverty and the hope for a better future. In Congo, families see cobalt as their ticket out of poverty, akin to a lucrative investment like crypto. The soaring demand for cobalt, driven primarily by the electric vehicle industry, has led to a tripling in demand over the past decade, with expectations of a further doubling by 2035. Today, with over 6.5 million electric vehicles on the roads, projected to skyrocket to 66 million by 2040, the demand for cobalt is staggering. By 2050, cobalt production is forecasted to surge by a staggering 585%, painting a grim picture for the future of child laborers in the cobalt mines. Congo's families are caught in a dire situation, compelled to send their children to the mines not by choice but by sheer necessity. These children often find themselves working as artisanal miners or informal laborers, unaffiliated with any formal company. Yet despite their lack of formal employment, numerous companies eagerly purchase the cobalt they extract. Here's the harsh reality. It's economically advantageous for these companies to buy cobalt from children rather than from regulated mines, and when it comes to understanding businesses, few do it better than China. A significant portion of the companies involved in this trade of blood batteries hail from China, which dominates the global cobalt supply chain. With up to 50% of cobalt production under its control and around 80% of refining operations, China holds a commanding position in the industry. Over the past decade and a half, Chinese companies have aggressively acquired North American and European mining companies operating in Congo. Currently, they own the majority of industrial mines in the country, promising Congo billions in investments in exchange for access to its cobalt resources. However, this narrative isn't unique. Stories featuring China often end in controversy, and Congo's situation is no exception. Chinese companies, driven by profit, are complicit in perpetuating the exploitation of children in Congo's cobalt mines. One such example is Congo Dongfeng Mining, or CDM, a subsidiary of Zhejiang Haoyou Cobalt, a Chinese entity. CDM is one of the largest cobalt processors in the Congo, supplying cobalt to electric vehicle manufacturers like Volkswagen, among others. It's estimated that 40% of the cobalt used in EVs originates from Congo, highlighting the direct link between child labor and the EV industry's supply chain. In 2016, the Chinese company Haoyou Cobalt faced scrutiny from an NGO, which labeled it as a benefactor of child labor. In response, Haoyou pledged to clean up its act. However, doubts linger about whether any substantial changes occurred on the ground. Reports suggest that the situation remains grim, but that's just one side of the story. Even in China's large-scale mines, workers endure appalling conditions. They face abuse, discrimination, and physical violence, often working without contracts or adequate provisions. One worker, speaking to the media, revealed a chilling truth. If a worker dies, the Chinese authorities don't report it. Instead, they bury the body secretly, offering bribes to families to maintain silence. This disturbing reality forces us to confront a harsh truth. Your electric car might be causing harm even before it hits the road. It's a sobering thought. Did we sign up for this? The world's biggest car makers, including Tesla, Volvo, Renault, Mercedes-Benz, and Volkswagen, are complicit in these crimes. They all source cobalt from Chinese mines in Congo, despite claiming to have a zero-tolerance policy towards child labor. However, the reality is that fully mapping their complex supply chains is nearly impossible. In Congo, President Felix Tshisekedi made promises to take action, establishing a state-run company in 2019 to address health and human rights issues. However, these efforts are hindered by accusations of Congolese officials overseeing child labor. In 2020, Tesla made headlines by announcing its move towards cobalt-free lithium-ion batteries for its electric vehicles. Yet shortly after, the company struck a deal with Glencore, a cobalt mining company, for a significant amount of cobalt annually. This contradiction raises questions about the true commitment to ethical sourcing. But EVs are not only taking lives before they hit the road. They continue doing so even after they hit the road, as they've also been associated with a concerning number of deaths. According to the Tesla Deaths Database, which compiles data from news articles and reports from the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration, or NHTSA, 393 people have died in incidents involving Tesla vehicles. Among these fatalities, approximately 95 occurred in Teslas that either caught fire or were using the Autopilot feature. This means that nearly 1 in every 4 deaths linked to Tesla vehicles involved either fires or the use of Autopilot. In a specific analysis of NHTSA data from 2019, it was found that out of 736 crashes involving Tesla's Autopilot feature, 17 resulted in fatalities. However, this analysis excludes older cases, incidents from outside the US, and some reports not included in the NHTSA's most recent data. One notable incident occurred in 2016, marking the first known fatality associated with a self-driving car, when a Tesla Model S failed to stop and collided with a semi-truck trailer. In another tragic event in 2019, a 23-year-old woman lost her life after her husband's Tesla crashed into a parked fire truck in Indiana. Moreover, incidents involving Tesla vehicles catching fire have also resulted in fatalities, with a total of 62 deaths reported in such incidents. For instance, in 2022, an NHTSA report revealed that the Autopilot feature on a Tesla Model 3 in Colorado drove the car off the road into a tree before catching fire. It's worth noting that Autopilot-related crashes have surged in recent years, with 3/4 of the 35 deaths occurring since 2020. This spike coincides with the rapid expansion of Tesla's full self-driving, or FSD, beta feature rollout, which saw a significant increase in the number of vehicles equipped with the technology. The truth is, electric cars may claim to be clean, but they run on dirty energy, blood batteries sourced from human rights abuses. This contradiction undermines their status as a climate solution. Climate solutions should not come at the expense of human lives. In essence, electric vehicles still have a long way to go before they can rightfully claim to be clean.